everybody, Sean here from BoredParacord. Today, with President's Day coming up, we're going to do a patriotic style bracelet using one sliding knot, actually two sliding knots. One of them won't really do anything. And then we're also going to be using this eagle shackle. We just got these in. These are handmade and really cool. Cool thing about shackles is that it has the pin where you can remove it to take it off, and you can put it in there and really tighten it down to keep it on. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have here, I would say probably a little more than 3.5 feet. I would say if you did 3.5 feet, you would be good to go. So like 40 inches of cord, that looks about right. And what I'm going to do is I have the two ends here, but I want to move one of the ends, I don't know, about 8 inches from the end of the other one. So just like that, and then pinch that and find our point right here. Now this is the point that we are going to tie onto this portion. And to do that, we want to go down through there, through the shackle, just like that. Bring that loop underneath. And there's two ways you can do this. You can take it this way and then just run all the cord through there. I like the easier way. You just pull that loop through and around over top of everything. And that gives us the exact same thing, just a little easier. So there you go. Now, so we have two ends. We have a long end and a short end. We're going to be using the long end right here. And I just want to do a little kind of like a stopper knot here. So what I'm going to do is take the long end over the short end, and I want to do it about a finger away. So like this, away from the end, from the shackle. So I want the knot to sit about right there, about 1 inch away. So we're going to take this and go over, around, and then around one more time, like that. So that you kind of form an X right there. See that there. Now we're going to open that up. We're going to give it a little more slack, and that gives us a little tunnel there. This cord is then, from the shackle side, going to go through that tunnel and pull everything through until this tightens up into a little knot. And the way that you know you did it right is you'll have an equal sign on one side and an X on the other, or a multiplication sign on the other side, like that. Now I do want to tighten this up, so we'll just get this tight by pinching it and kind of pulling that slack through. And I do want this to be pretty tight. I don't want this to move at all. Now this piece, let's see, I want to take my shorter end, which is the one that it slides on. So the piece, you're going to have a piece that it slides on, which this isn't going to be functional. You don't want this to be functional. It's more of just going from two strands down to a single strand. So I'm going to cut the piece that it slides on, which is this one in my hand. And we're going to fuse it, or we're going to finish it off right there. And we'll just get that one out of the way right away. So there we go. Hit this with your torch lighter or lighter. And I'm not going to press this in there. I want it to kind of fuse in there by itself. There we go. So just like that. And it's kind of hidden too when you do it like that. You can kind of give this a little twist, and you can hide that from the front side of the bracelet. Now we are going to take, back up just a little here. We're going to take the other end and from the bottom of the shackle, and this could be a buckle too, it doesn't have to be this shackle, it's just another way of doing this bracelet. We're going to do the same thing on this side, but this one's actually going to be functional. So we'll put another knot right here, right where my thumb is, and this knot will allow us to adjust the size of it because it'll slide. So one way you can do it is you can open this all the way up to where your hand would actually fit through here, and that's where you would do your knot. That way when it's on your wrist, then you would tighten it down, this knot would slide down, and the knot would end up about right here where my thumb is. So that's a good way to do it. I would say that's probably the best way to do it, but for this video I'm just going to pretend that we already did that and put the knot right here. And it's the same exact knot that we just did. We're just going to go over 2 times, so that was 1, 2, bring it back around from the back side like that, and then go through that tunnel just like we did before. So let me show you again. You've got your 2 pieces here. We're going to go over, bring it back towards the other side so you can get that X pattern there. Go around again, grab your end, and go under that tunnel like that. You can see the X there. Before you tighten it, make sure you have that X right there and the equal sign on the other side. Pretty easy to do. And then you can tighten that up. Make sure that when you loosen this, you can get your hand in there. So you barely want to be able to get this on. So that's a little bit bigger than where I would wear it, but we're going to tighten it up anyway. And actually I'm going to make this a little smaller, I think. So the way that you would make this a little smaller is you would pull some of the slack through like this, and then we need to move this whole knot. Which way do we need to do this? Needs to go like that. So all this slack that we just pulled through needs to work its way through this knot, which isn't too hard to do. You just got to figure out where it's going. So we'll pull that way, and just by pinching everything and moving the slack through, you can move that knot pretty easily, just like that. Alright, so that shortened up the bracelet a little bit. I think I could just barely, if I had to, I could just barely get this over my wrist, and then that wouldn't be so big, and it would keep the knot from having to slide all the way down here, because I want to do something in here. So we're going to tighten this knot up. You don't want to do it too much because you want it to slide. There we go. And again, cut this end off. Now this one's important that we don't actually fuse this cut piece to the piece that it slides on, because if you end up doing that, it won't slide. But we do want it to fuse to the piece that is the knot by doing that. Now, if we want this to slide, we can still pull this through to make that bracelet shorter. But it will still slide to make it bigger. So there we go. Now that's the basic bracelet. We're going to take it a step further. So we have our basic bracelet there. We're going to take it a step further. So I have already cut 3 pieces of microcord, and this is just red, white, and blue, and these are about 14 inches each, so not a whole lot. And we're going to do some whipping. We did some whipping on the bracelet last week, if I'm not mistaken. Very easy to do. And I think I want to do red, white, blue. So let's start with the red first. The way that this is going to, what we're doing is we're making 3 different color whipping sections, and these will all be able to slide. But what you want to do is pull this. So I want my whipping to be like right here. We're going to just wrap around a few times. I need a little bit to be able to pull, and we want to go past where we're going to be whipping to create a loop. So there's the loop there. And I'm actually going to take this shackle apart real fast. Set the pin off to the side and open this up. So we've got our section here. And you want to try and do this on the back side so that all your fuses are on the back side. So yeah, go a little bit further than what you need. Create a loop past where you're going to go. And then you just start wrapping the long end. And I like to pinch right there. I like to pinch it right against the cord, just like that. So you have this really weird long loop here. And all we're doing is wrapping around all of that. So 1, 2, whoops, I'm out of the frame, sorry about that. 3, 4, and I think we're just going to do 4 and then go through. So 4, take it through the loop, kind of draw it up towards the end there, like that. And then you're going to pull this loop here. And what that does is that tightens it up on the end. Now, you do want to, okay, there it goes. I was going to say that I have a little bit of slack in there that I don't really like. What you can do is kind of just twist this to get that slack out. But you also want it to be loose so that you can move this. I like the idea of being able to slide these like beads. And if you tighten it up, you'll still be able to do that. You just have to be careful that when you cut these and fuse it in place, that you're not actually melting the cord onto the bracelet itself. Alright, so I've got this one pretty good, I think. So what I need to do is cut this little piece here and fuse it, fuse the red to the red. Try not to fuse it to the gold. So I like to fold it over like that. And then from the outside, just kind of melt it to itself. There we go. So that'll hold in place. And this is on the back. Well, and you can twist it. You can turn this around if you have to hide these fuses. And then this one, same deal. We want to cut it, fuse it to itself and not to the gold. There we go, just like that. And then you can see we have, when we put this back together, on the outside we have a red stripe there. And then we're going to do red, white, blue. So let me do this white one real quick. And then I'll let you do the blue one on your own, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. So I'll go a little bit past one way, create the loop on the other end, come back like that. Now I like to pinch right where I'm going to do it, and these can be out of this can be out of the way because you can slide these. So get one wrap around. Just like that. Give it a pinch and make sure this is tight. You want to make sure your first wrap is nice and tight, nice and snug, which can be a little tricky sometimes. I'm actually going to start this one over. Kind of messed up there. Give yourself a loop. There we go. Go around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when we come around for the 5th, we want to go down through the loop. Kind of cinch this up, make sure it's nice and tight, nice and snug, and then we're going to pull Oops, I don't know if that was in focus. The white is kind of hard to focus on. So pull that tight. That gets us our white. Our white is done. And now I just need to get this fused in here, and then we have our red and our white little beads. So we'll do this again. And then I'll get the blue one done, and then I will be back to show you how to finish everything up. It's pretty much finished once you get that blue one done. There we go. So that should be good there. And then our white one. And that should be good. And like I said, you can turn these to put them right next to each other. And you'd have your two beads just like that. And then I'm going to go ahead, you know what, I'm just going to stay with you. We'll do this blue one together. So we have our red or white. I'll do the blue one real fast, and then we'll be all done here. So I went past, have something to pull on, got our loop there, go around a couple times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, put those together, through the loop, kind of pull it up towards the end there, like that. So just get everything pinched, pull through. Now see how I have this extra loop over here of the blue from where we started? You can grab the loop over here and pull that inside, like that. And then you have to cinch up your loop again. Super easy. There we go. And then we do our cuts. There's one. Almost got the gold on that one. Don't want to do that. And this one's a little closer. Gotta be a little careful with this one. Looks like. Try not to melt my finger. And that should be good. These are all going to get hid on the back side anyway. Alright, so I think that pretty much finishes it. We slide these down to the middle. Put our little shackle back together. I'm not sure, I think it goes this way. Just like that. Yep, goes that way. This screwed back in. And then we can adjust these little beads, call them, so that they're on the inside, so that you don't really see the fused section, because it's not the prettiest. But you could definitely make these look a little prettier. But yeah, there it is. That's the Patriotic, I don't know what I'm going to call this, single strand adjustable eagle bead paracord bracelet. Red, white, blue. So I hope you like this. Let me know what you guys think about this shackle. It's super cool. It is available on our website now. I just got them up there. So be sure to check those out. They're a little bit pricey because they're handmade, but still super cool, and they make a really nice closure for your bracelet. So until next time, paracord on. Do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button to your left. There's other great videos all the time, and there's a few to the right side of the screen, and you can also buy paracord at our site with the link at the bottom left. Thank you again for watching.